Hi, I'm Heyzeus, and this is a new series I'm going to do called Trade Up Blitz. Now, the premise is really simple. I've got a whole bunch of trade ups together. I'm going to obviously do them. I'm going to keep track of how much they cost, and I'm going to keep track of how much money I make. And at the end, I'm going to add it all up and see what my profit margin was. So we'll get started, and I'll tell you a bit more about it as we go. So first trade up we're going to do is a combination of Chroma 3 and Spectrum. It's quite low float, so it's a bit hard to get the skins, but it is quite profitable. So basically, the reason I've sort of made a series like this is I do tons and tons of trade ups normally, and I don't think it'd be very interesting to stream, but what I thought I'd do is I'd sort of get the best trade ups and the most interesting trade ups and throw them down in a video together to get some entertainment out of it, because I don't think streaming it would ever be that interesting, but hopefully this will be. And obviously it will give you a sense of how much money I'm making and some of the things I'm doing. So I've included the average float, so that's probably enough to reverse engineer what I'm doing, if you're interested. This one is a mixture of Wildfire, Spectrum 1 and Spectrum 2, mostly Spectrum 2. It's not much you can lose on. That's pretty good, high roller, that's a profit. Happy with that. Okay, so next up is a Wildfire Spectrum combination. There's sort of a 1/3 chance of it going wrong. Basically, if you get a Xianglu and a Nova Hyper Beast, you sort of lose, and if you get anything else, you win. And often win quite well. A Decimate or a Kamicho Dragon, they're pretty good skins for the amount you put in. But hopefully I'll be in the 2/3 winning section of the trade up. Hopefully. Okay, that's pretty good. AWP Elite build. It's pretty sweet. Happy with that. This next one is a Stattrack minimal wear purple trade up. So it's a mixture of Chroma 3, Spectrum 2, Falchion, Breakout. It's got all sorts of stuff in it. Basically, the only things you don't really want are the Org, Fleet Flock, or the Foul Play. Unfortunately, the Foul Play is an inevitable part because you need minimal wear breakout skins to make this trade up work. So that kind of just sucks, but you've got to live with it. Hopefully I won't get that. I go with Nemesis. That's probably the second best thing I could have got. The only better thing is the leaded glass. So that's pretty sweet. The next one is a combination of Falchion and Spectrum 1 skins, Stattrack Factory New. This one is pretty fucking lucrative. Like, the only thing you really lose on is the Xianglu. The Nemesis isn't great either, but because it's low float, you get a bit of overpay for it, and that tends to balance out the loss, it's sort of break even. So once again, it's sort of a 2/3 win trade up. Hopefully this will go well. Okay, so Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jackets are fairly pricey at the moment, so I'm happy with that. The next one is a bit more complicated. It's a bit lower float. It's got some more rare stuff in it. It's mostly Chroma 3, but there's a mixture of Wildfire, Falchion, and Spectrum 2 in it. I think 50/50 factory new or minimal wear. Took me ages to get the skins for this, actually. They're quite hard to find these days. Someone's been using them more. That might be me. So it's sort of a 2/3 win trade up again. And that's one of the losses. Okay, it's disappointing, but at least I didn't lose too much money. Wildfire skins are getting rarer now, so it's harder to find skins that work. Okay, so this one here is an Onitaji trade up. This one is going for the factory new, so it's quite low float Hydra case skins, and there's Xianglus. Obviously there's more Xianglus than normal. They're all from failed trade up contracts. They've all got a float of about 0.1. So hopefully this will work out. Okay, we got a Bloodsport. That's pretty good. Not as good as an Onitaji, but we are still turning a profit, and that's what we want. Second last trade up. This is it's a factory new sort of Falchion, Spectrum, Shadow Mix. Something's not right here. Hold on, just quickly. That doesn't look right. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, so I grabbed the wrong skin there, but fixed it up now. So what I don't want here is the AK Aquamarine Revenge or the M4A1S Golden Coil. Anything else is pretty sweet. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Still, I didn't actually lose that much money. The prices of these are all fairly high at the moment. It's because of all the demand around Christmas and people returning to the game. The price is quite high, so it's not that risky. And finally, we have a good old risk-free Bloodsport trade up. I don't really mind getting a Neo Noir at the moment though, because their price is quite high as well. In fact, they're actually slightly more expensive than Bloodsports right now, so either way I win. Should be pretty good. Let's see what we get. Okay, and we got the Neo Noir, so that's pretty good. What I might go do now is I'll add this all up and see how well I did. Okay, so I've added this all up, and so I used about $300 worth of trade-ups all up, and I made about $70. So my profit margin was nearly 25%. I think that was about standard in terms of how well the trade-ups went. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible either. So I'm pretty happy. I'll do more of these in the future. I'll try and do, bigger and crazier trade-ups. Anyway, thanks for watching. Trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. See ya.